Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to talk about applications or how we can deploy an application from Microsoft Intune. Basically, the application which is going to be Microsoft stored for business application. And so I'm going to show you how we can deploy that application, and the application would be ChatGPT, right? So ChatGPT is one of the application that is available for Windows devices as well as for other devices that we can deploy, right? And why that application can be deployed, or maybe there are different scenarios when we wanted to let people use ChatGPT, or maybe we wanted to allow people to use for their job or their productivity or whatever it is, right? So in that case, we can simply deploy that ChatGPT application from Intune, and that application is part of Microsoft Store for Business. And from there, we would be selecting it and deploy it, right? So that application is going to be a part of Microsoft Store, and the type of application is going to be the UWP. That means Universal Windows Platform, right? And this is something that application would be part of Store. So that means that application is being managed and deployed by the respective publisher, right? So publisher in this case would be OpenAI, and that respective organization is going to make sure that application has latest patches and everything together to make sure that application is appropriately configured, right? And it is also be available, because as soon as the application is deployed across the devices, that means it should be well with all the security patches as well as all other requirements that needs to be met as per the Microsoft business or Microsoft Store business requirements, as well as the Intune and the device capabilities as well, right? And if it is not well uh, deployed, or if it does not have the appropriate configurations and deployment and everything together, then it is not going to work at all, right? So let's understand what is Universal Windows Platform, which is UWP, right? So UWP is an uh, type of application which is stored in Microsoft Store, right? And we can deploy any of those applications which are stored or deployed in Microsoft Store for Business from Intune side, right? And now there would be a question, who is managing that application, or who is the owner of that application? So the owner would be the respective developer of that application. Let's say in this case, OpenAI is going to be the owner, and they are the maintenance and management of that, or they are doing everything, right? So Microsoft has only provided the store for them to upload or store their applications, so that Microsoft's customers, or we as a customer for Microsoft and Intune, by using Intune, we can simply select that application and deploy it, right? So this way we can use that and leverage it. Now there would be some more questions around security and patching and how that application is safe and secure, right? Whether that application is going to get the updates or the latest patches, right? So definitely that is something each organization is reluctant to deploy those applications, and even they do their security assessments and everything together. They need to know whether this application is really be going to be helpful for their use cases and really be needed, right? So upon considering and doing all of that assessment work, then they will come to the conclusion saying, okay, we can go ahead and deploy it, but definitely we wanted make sure people are using it safely, as in that is something we don't want to let people upload some certain data to it, or people should not be able to copy paste it, right? So that's an additional layer of application usability and usage, right? But in this specific video, I'm going to show you how we can deploy that application from Intune side, right? And that application would be deployed or delivered as a standalone application, and people can simply log into it and then they can go ahead and use it, right? So, but before that, I wanted to give you a brief about the updates and all other ways, right? So updates and security patches there are certain things that we should do, or even the Microsoft Store is also going to do it. But if we are blocking, the first point here is if we are blocking the store on the devices, that means it is not going to let that application get the latest patches, right? So we should have that application as well as store enabled, and then it is going to simply allow the updates on the devices. And we should have also enabled the update services. Otherwise, it is not going to let that update be delivered to that respective application, right? And other options we have, whatever the updates are coming through, so those are coming through those respectively providers or the application developer and owners of those applications, and Microsoft is not going to take any of that activity, because whoever has developed that application, they are owning the application as well. And also, if we as an organization are blocking the application and policies for the updates from either it could be from Intune or GPO or from the local device management platforms, then definitely it is going to impact the updates and everything together. So it is not going to push the latest patches and security patches or any other patches that are going to or going to deploy on that application specifically. Right. So these are the things that we should definitely consider while deploying the application. And not only this application, but any other application that we are deploying through Intune, we need to make sure it has all the appropriate configurations to make sure those applications gets automatically updated. And it is also going to improve on security posture as well as improve on user experience, and user gets the latest features and services that they need to use, and they can make use of that definitely, right? So let's go ahead and deploy that application from Intune side, and I'll show you from the beginning. So let me share my screen here quickly, and you should be able to see it in a moment here. All right, so I'm in Intune portal here, and you can see that from here we can simply go ahead and deploy that respective applications. So let's go ahead and do that. So for now, I'm going to target Windows platform, and from Windows platform, I have deployed or added bunch of applications already, but you can definitely go ahead and do similar applications. And now you might be wondering or saying, why ChatGPT application? Because ChatGPT is the one which has been a part of discussions from AI context and from other new innovations. Those are coming out from different AI tools and systems, right? And that is why maybe there would be scenarios for different organizations, different use cases when people wanted to simplify the process for organizations to let their people use the ChatGPT for certain areas. Instead of making that available for whole organizations, they can target or scope it on a specific group or device, and then those people can use maybe kind of strategy team, sales team, marketing team, and any other teams where whoever needs to get the work done, right? But definitely they have to do their research and study and all other things, so that's the part of their job. But as an IT organization, how they can simplify the processes for the organization as well as the businesses to make sure the systems are available for them, whatever they need, and they can make it available and the business can be run smoothly without any delays or any issues or something like that. So let's go ahead and deploy that application. So select Microsoft Store app new, because that application is part of that store, and click select here. So once we are here, we need to click on this hyperlink here, which is going to open up the store apps or store window from where we can search it. And let's type chat. So once we enter the chat, you can see there are a bunch of other similar tools and or systems or applications we can say. And for this scenario or for this video, I'm going to select the ChatGPT. which is published by OpenAI, right? And they are the owner and developer and everything. So they have hosted that application in the Microsoft Store. So from here, we can simply go ahead and select this one. So once we select it, we get all the details pre-populated. And there are few fields which we can manage, including application name, description, and then the publisher also. And there's one or two fields which we cannot manage as a customer because our end user, which is package identifier and installer type, because these are the pre-populated, and even Microsoft Intune has those capabilities pre-built. So we as a user and customers cannot do any changes there. But there are other things that we can go ahead and change. Let's say installation behavior, on which context we wanted to deploy this application, basis on either basis on user or on the system level, so that that application is going to be available. And there are pros and cons on both scenarios, right? So if we are going with the user base, then it is going to be available on the user profiles, user systems, right? And if someone logs in on the other credentials, right, then that application is not going to be available for them, and only the respective user is going to be able to use whoever it is part of this policy and be deployed. On the other side of that, on the system level, it is going to be available for all the profiles, all the users, be it any user who is going to log into the system, that they would be able to see this application and they can use it for their uh, logins or credentials with their credentials basically, right? But for now, I'm going to select system here, and then you can see there is a category. So under category, we can see bunch of options here, right? So from energy solutions till computer management. And these are the different categories that we can select out, including productivity, business, development, and design. So whatever the category you wanted to put this application in is going to be flagged. And this is not going to change any user experience or any issues, or there is no problem with it. It is just a classification or kind of application uh, classification where we wanted to put this application in, right? So let's say if I put in productivity and business, that means we are enforcing that this application should only be used for productivity purpose as well as for the business reasons, and should not be used for any other scenarios apart from those, right? And then there is another option which show this as a featured app in the company portal. So if we have a company portal deployed across the devices, across the fleet, then we can show this application as a featured application. So users can go ahead and install themselves on their device. So company portal is going to be considered as a store on the devices, and people can simply go ahead and install that respective applications on it, and they can use it for their usage, right? And there are other areas where we can put information URL about this application, then privacy URL, then the developer, owners, notes, and very important is logo. So we can add the logo as well of this application. So whatever the logo is, so that logo is going to be added, and that logo is going to be shown in company portal as well as on the devices as well, right? So yeah, this is the whole configuration overall. And even if you wanted to change any description here, we can go ahead and change it as well as the name of the application, and then it is going to be changed and is going to be replicated once it is deployed, right? So yeah, this is how we can go ahead and deploy. So let's go ahead and click next. On the scope tags, we can put some scoping where on the particular group of devices or specific scope we wanted to deploy. And let's say I wanted to deploy on default scope. So I'll select default one, and we can go ahead and make the assignments. So under the assignments, we have three different options. One is for required, available for indoor devices, and uninstall. So it means that we can put this application under required. That means it is going to be required. That is something that needs to be deployed. There is no excuses, or there is no something we don't want it to let or install it at all. So let's say if we target all devices, it is going to be installed on those respective devices. All devices includes the all devices across the organization, right? And then available for enrolled devices. That means we can make it available, but people can go ahead and install it, as well as this is going to be considered as it is available, but it is going to kind of on demand uh, availability for the devices, right? And then we can put it also under the uninstall. That means if we wanted to remove it from all the devices, from all the user profiles, as well as for a specific group, then we can go ahead and add that respective group here, and it is going to be simply uninstalling, right? This way we can put all the different actions or whatever the deployment method or way we wanted to select, and we can select, and we should be good here too. So let's go ahead and click next. And the end here, we can see that we have the complete summary of this application, right? Whatever we have changed or whatever details we have added, that is going to be shown up here. You can see that category is set to productivity and business, installation behavior is system, then the installer type, then publisher identifier, and the other details, right? So this is something which is coming up from the application itself. That means we as an end customer, the all details is available for us, and we can change it as our needs within the app information while during or during the deployment, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and create this application. So this is going to take few minutes, and then it is going to be deployed. It's perfect. It is created, and you can see that it is available now. Let's say this is the app name, and let's go back. And from here, I'll simply refresh it once, and then we'll search it here. So it is not yet showing up, but it is going to show. So let's go back and come back again. Let's check here. So application created, it shows successfully. That means it should show up. So it takes few minutes, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and then that is going to be simply showing up. Perfect. So here's the application, and let's say search it here. So this is the application is available from or as installed or deployed from store, right? And we can go ahead and delete it from here as well if in case we don't want. If you wanted to go ahead and change anything on this application, we can click on it and go to properties and make the appropriate changes, whatever the changes we wanted to make here, and update those changes, and then we should be good. On the monitoring side, we can see device install status as well as user install status. And here we can see that wherever this is installed on the device context, it is going to show up device name, UPN, and device platform, app version, status details, filter, and the last modified date time. Similarly, on the user context, we can see that name, UPN, failures, if there are any installations, and pendings, right? So this is the status report we can see, which we can export and can take it further for further analysis, and we can go ahead and manage that as well, right? So this way, it is going to be very helpful, and it's going to improve on our application deployments and everything, right? So yeah, that's all for this video. Hope you will like it. Please do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to watch other videos around Microsoft 365, Enter ID, Intune, FinOps and Azure. And yeah, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.